So picture this. The stage is bathed in a single, haunting spotlight as an actress prepares for a play's emotional climax.
Right, the whole room is just holding its breath.
Exactly. But suddenly, a piercing white phone glow erupts from the fifth row. The star stops mid-sentence, and the silence in the room just turns from, artistic to completely icy.
Yeah, it's incredibly jarring. And it's happening so often that performers are really reaching a breaking point. I mean, Oscar-nominated star Cynthia Erivo recently halted a live performance of Dracula just to confront an audience member who was recording her.
Well, good for her, honestly.
Right. And Telegraph columnist Celia Walden is calling this a digital siege. She says it's being led by barbarian phone addicts.
Barbarian phone addicts. That is quite the label. But it really brings us to the mission of our deep dive today for you, our listeners. We are exploring this escalating war against mobile phones in live venues.
It is a massive cultural conflict right now. Actress Lesley Manville recently pleaded with audiences to just let the art live in your soul for 5 minutes instead of immediately recording the curtain call.
Okay, let's unpack this, because this isn't just about the annoyance of a loud ringtone.
Yeah.
Critics are calling this visual pollution. But why is the physical glow of a screen actually worse than a phone ringing?
Well, it comes down to shared spaces, right? In a darkened theater, everyone's pupils dilate. It creates this collective physical alignment with the stage.
Right.
So when a bright blue rectangle suddenly pops up, it physically forces the eyes of everyone nearby to readjust. It completely shatters that fourth wall.
That makes a lot of sense. I mean, imagine you're an actor, right? You're pouring your heart out in a vulnerable nude scene or a heavy monologue, and you look out at a sea of glowing rectangles.
It completely destroys the cognitive focus.
That's like someone shining a flashlight right in your face while you're trying to perform.
Ah.
So, since polite requests and etiquette have obviously failed, the live theater industry is actively replacing the carrot with the stick.
Yeah, they are. Enter the Yondr pouch. People online are furiously calling it a phone prison.
A phone prison. How does it actually work?
Basically, it's a fabric sleeve with a magnetic lock. You put your phone inside, you keep it with you, but you physically cannot open it without a base station.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and Broadway shows like Liberation and Denzel Washington's Othello are now mandating them. In Liberation, it's specifically to protect the privacy of performers during those lengthy nude scenes.
But wait, doesn't locking up someone's phone create a massive problem for people who, actually rely on them?
Yes. What's fascinating here is the core friction. The entertainment industry is treating phones as toys, but for many, they are life-saving medical devices.
Like continuous glucose monitors, right? Or hearing aids.
Exactly. The Schubert organization initially pushed a strict no-exceptions policy for Othello, which terrified patrons and triggered a huge ADA backlash.
The Americans with Disabilities Act.
Yeah.
Yeah, because taking away a medical device is a serious health hazard.
Right. So eventually they had to compromise and implement a medical wristband system just so ushers know who is actually authorized to check their screens.
So theaters are building these intense physical barriers and dealing with legal headaches. But meanwhile, the cinema industry seems to be just waving the white flag.
It is a wild shift. The famously strict Alamo Drafthouse has reportedly started permitting phone use during certain screenings.
Wait, the Alamo Drafthouse? They're notorious for kicking people out.
Yeah.
Are they just giving up?
They're adapting to a psychological reality. There's this neurological phenomenon called the screen time rebound effect. It's been observed in schools using those exact same Yondr pouches.
Oh, really? Does taking the phone away actually make the addiction worse?
Well, forced separation doesn't cure the habit. It creates anxiety. So the second the lights come up, people crave their screens even more intensely. They rush back to them frantically.
So we are fundamentally losing our ability to just sit and watch something. Are we basically acting like monkeys who must capture art rather than just experience it?
It definitely feels that way when you see these harebrained architectural proposals popping up. Some cinemas are considering installing high physical partitions or even pods between seats.
Just to block out the glow of your neighbors scrolling, that is insane.
Yeah, they want to physically wall us off from each other's distractions.
Yeah. Well, I think for everyone listening, this really highlights that this is more than just an etiquette debate. It is a battle to preserve shared, offline empathy against this hyper-individualized digital distraction.
Absolutely.
Which leaves you with this final thought to mull over. If cinemas actually resort to building walled pods around our seats to hide screen glow, will our public entertainment spaces eventually just become collections of private, isolated bubbles where true collective experience is completely dead?